Hello guys and sis, it's your friend. Hello guys and sis, it's your friendly neighborhood kid and welcome back to my channel. So for today, naisipan, well, so for today, as you can see sa title ng video na to, I will be answering or trying to answer, I guess, 5 frequently asked questions about being a scientist here in the Philippines. So, I got these questions based from my experience, based from experiences ng friends, fellow scientists ko dito sa Pilipinas na commonly tinatanong sa kanila when they find out na, yun nga, they are a scientist here in the Philippines. So, without further ado, here are 5 fuck you. Ulit. 5 fuck you about being a scientist here in the Philippines. So before we start answering yung 5 na questions na yon, let me just define science for you guys. So science is a systematized and organized body of knowledge obtained from study, observation, and experimentation. O, diba? That is high school science. Yun yung unang-unang lesson na ituturo sa'yo pagdating mo ng first year high school. Well, hindi ko alam ngayon since may K-12 na. Hindi ko alam yung yung curriculum. But yun yung unang-una naming natutunan nung first year high school kami. So that really stuck sa akin. And hanggang ngayon, memorize ko pa siya. Kasi pinamemorize siya sa amin ng teacher namin. Pero yun. And scientists in general can be in the field of natural sciences, yung mga biology, chemistry, physics, or social sciences. So it involves economics, psychology, philosophy. Yeah, it's still science. Your applied sciences, your medical sciences, engineering, lahat. It's all science. So, walang tatanong sa'yo kung ang engineer ba ay scientist. Yes, they are because it is applied science. Engineering is applied science. So, engineers are technically scientists. So, yun. So, first, right off the bat, unang tanong na laging nababato sa mga scientists here sa Philippines is, bakit mo naisipan or nagustuhan or kailan mo ba na-realize na gusto mong maging scientist? So, at a certain point in our lives, meron tayong moment. Ayun. Moment. Kung kailan natin gusto yung isang bagay. So, minsan hindi siya instantaneous, minsan pinag-iisipan mo siya na mabuti. Ako, well, instantaneous ako nag-decide kung ano yung magiging course ko nung college. Pero, it was a gradual build-up towards that. So, bata pa lang ako, charot. So, bata pa lang ako, exposed na ako sa different books, different media pertaining to, or may kinalaman sa science. So, nung bata ako, madalas ako manood ng sineskwela, and then yung Bill Nye the Science Guy, yan, gusto ko yung pinapanood nun. Tapos ano pa ba, basta everything science related. I was also fascinated with the amount of knowledge, tsaka yung lab coat. Gusto ko magsuot ng lab coat nung bata ako, pero since wala naman akong kamag-anak na nasa science field, hindi ko siya nagagawa. I think na-realize ko siya around high school, second year, third year high school, when I was especially nung third year high school, when I was studying chemistry na, when I was taking up chemistry. Gustong-gusto ko yung mga experiments na ginagawa namin sa class. I found it very interesting and fascinating na, alam mo yun, based lang dun sa experiments na yun, meron kang makukuhang information that's related to a particular thing. So, like, noon may mga experiments kami noon about making alcohol essentially biofuel from different kinds of sources. So, kami noon, I think, we extracted alcohol from fermenting sugarcane. Yeah. Nag-extract kami na alcohol via fermentation of sugarcane. And then, second question is, kung di ka naging scientist, ano yung naging career mo? Hindi ko alam. Honestly, hindi ko alam. Feeling ko naging engineer ako, pero it's still science-based because engineering ay naka-foothold sa laws and theories ng natural sciences. So, in a way, they are applied science and they're applied scientists. Magagalit pa sa akin yung mga engineer friends ko, pero they are also scientists in their own right. They apply science in their work, in their careers, and yeah. So, I think, hindi ko talaga alam anong magiging ano ko. Pwede akong nag-showbiz. Hindi ko alam. Ano ba? Nung bata ako, I think, dumaan ako sa maraming stages na nang gustong maging paglaki. Alam mo yung tinatanong ka ng magulang mo, anong gusto mong paglaki? I think may nabanggit ako na doktor, tas na-realize ko na takot ako sa dugo. Well, hindi naman takot. Siguro nagkaka-nauseating feeling ako when I see blood na madami. Yung syempre yung maliit na sugat lang, parang Kebs, sugat mo, dumudugo, ganyan. Pimple mo, pumutok, may dugo, carry, ganyan. Pero yung siguro yung yung as in sumisirit na dugo, sa yun. Okay, so moving on, usually tinatanong is, yan, medyo nag-invest ka in your education, malaki ba yung sahod mo? Or mayaman ka na ba ngayon? Because of your career as a scientist? Well, to be honest, hindi. Hindi ako mayaman, girl. Especially dito sa Pilipinas, napaka underappreciated and underappreciated ng mga scientists dito sa Philippines. They are overworked, they are underpaid. Well, kasama ko, we are overworked, we are underpaid. Overworked and underpaid, yun. Ang dami-dami namin ginagawa. If you are an RA in a research in the research side of kunyari sa mga universities, if you are a research assistant, alam mo kung gaano kahirap, kung gaano katagal minsan bago dumating yung sweldo mo. And ang dami mong ginagawa. Ayun, so aside from you doing your research, you're also doing your own accounting of funds. You're also doing all the administrative paperwork of your project. Like, girl, all around ka na. Ang dami mo ng skills na na-acquire while being a researcher dito sa Pilipinas, being a scientist. Diba? So parang, minsan ikaw pa yung nagko-communicate ng science mo. So that's that. Science communication is also an additional skill that you have to learn. Diba? Napakahirap. Pero we still do it because we're very passionate and gusto namin yung ginagawa namin. I think that's the reality of being a scientist here in the Philippines, is that you are always gonna be, or you're always gonna have financial problems. You're always gonna be financially unstable. And I hope in the future, hindi na ito yung case. Kasi, ang hirap mabuhay, ang hirap mag-proceed in your day-to-day life and your family is expecting you to contribute then. Well, hindi naman. Feeling ko, personal burden ko yun na gusto ko lang din mag-contribute sa family ko. And, hindi siya stable na source of income. So, that's that. Okay. Sad, no? So, next. What is the best part of being a scientist? Well, the best part of being a scientist dito sa Pilipinas is, well, in my case, I do fieldworks din kasi because my field is marine science. And seeing some of the of our field sites, being there, doing fieldworks, collecting your samples, doing the analysis, tapos getting to learn how to use different instruments para ma-aid yung yung analysis is such a rewarding thing for me. Kasi ewan ko, hindi ko siya magagawa kung hindi ako naging scientist. Nakikita ko lang siya nung bata ako, napapanood ko lang siya sa mga TV shows. And I get to do that. I get to perform yung scientific na procedures. So yun yung best part for me. Makagala. And basically, para akong bata na naglalaro sa lab. Pero bawal maglaro sa lab. It's always yung joy ng pagiging bata and getting to learn things from other scientists. Yun. Priceless. And lastly, how will your science contribute to society? Diyos ko, girl, Miss Universe. When talking to your superiors, mga PhD lalo na, syempre there's always this question, paano makakatulong yung ginagawa mo in society? And it's very, very hard to answer because it's a case-to-case basis. Depende kasi yan sa inaaral mo at that time. Tulad ko, hindi naman ako really focused on a specific or one part of the study. Medyo I like to dip my toes in different fields. I got to experience natural products research. I got to experience stable isotope research. I got to experience blue carbon research. Pero yun, it's really different per project. So the main thing that science can contribute to society is the advancements of our daily lives. It's a gradual process of improving the quality of life of people. Ayun, yun yung most, I think, common na questions na nababato sa mga scientists here in the Philippines. Okay, so if you like this video, please hit the like button, share this to your friends, share this to your Filipino scientists, friends, and subscribe to my channel. And as always, my name is Keith. Kita Keats! Bye!